Woo, okay, so 17.2 continued. I've got a little bit of chalk on my hands to help me with the bar muscle ups. Okay, so what were we looking at with the toes to bar, just like we did? Seeing that we've got as much of that hook grip, similar to a false grip, right? Kind of action, as much over the bar as possible. This is a really important thing to kind of look at, especially when looking at these bar muscle ups. When you have that normal kind of grip just in the fingers, you're going to struggle, maybe not struggle, but you're going to find it extremely more difficult to get that pull up and over to the bar, right? Once we have this, right, this kind of hook sort of action, that false, right, it's going to simulate like you do with the false grip on the rings, right? And we want that as much as possible. It's going to help to set the shoulder, but not just that, it's going to help to set the wrist into position so that I don't need to drive through the wrist into the bar muscle up. My wrist is already in position for me to go up and through that. And that's something you really got to work on, right? So if you feel your grip losing or slipping on your bar muscle up, I highly suggest coming off, taking a little breather, resetting and going again, right? Because that's going to be one of those things that we're kind of not thinking about because we want to get to the reps, we want to hit that number, and we forget about, oh shit, failed rep, failed rep, failed rep. Why am I failing reps? Highly likely that your grip isn't in the right position. Try to get that pinky knuckle as much over the bar as possible. Wrap that thumb, glue it in tight. You might get a little bit of forearm cramping. Highly suggest doing some wrist workout, wrist mobility, some circular articulations on that wrist, maybe getting the hands going before you even approach this workout, right? Also, highly important, elbows, right? Get those elbows working as much as possible, right? So that's rich coming from me because I'm pretty cold going into this video, but hey, I've got to try and get you a video out as soon as I can because you've got to attack this workout and you've got to kill it. Okay, another thing, once we're there, we've got our hang, we've got our grip, everything switched on, just like we did in the toes to bar, making sure that we've got our connected line, tip of the head all the way to the tip of the toes, no independently moving parts, making sure everything's switched on down the middle, right? And then we can get that strong rebounding kip. Also getting a lot of rebound through the shoulders, okay? But now there's a slight difference in the movement. And what I want to try and do is get that bar as close to my hips as possible when I do that pull. So through my kip, I'm not going to try and snap back all the way before coming up to a pull-up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and drive more of an upward action with the hips to the bar. So I want to aim my literal crotch area to the bar and make that as efficient as possible getting over the bar. So the least amount of energy as I can possibly use, right? Because these are highly gassing if you're using a lot of muscle, right? They call the muscle up, but really we've got to look at it as a technique up. Okay, so I'm going to jump on the bar here. I haven't done these for a long time, but let's try it out. Okay, first things first, what do we speak about? The grip. I want to get as much of that over the bar as possible so I can get into a strong position, right? So that's a good way. Right? Now some of you might find that a slightly wider grip helps. That's cool, you're welcome to do that. What that'll do is just slightly shorten your lever, and that might make it a little easier for you to get over the bar. I don't always find that works. I find it's kind of indifferent, but some people find benefit through it, so I'm not going to stop you from doing it, right? So now we're here, we're as over the bar as we can, and instead of kipping and pushing back too much on my kip, I'm going to kip and try and get as much of my hips to the bar as possible. And you notice how my legs stay tight, right? So I don't let them flail, because if I let my legs separate, immediately I come off the bar, right? And what does that do? It makes me heavy, number one. But number two, it completely kills my line. So my legs throw out, they throw my line out. So you got to be really careful on what are those legs doing. Okay, the whole system works as one. Okay, and the more you can make that system work as one, the more successful you'll be on these. So, what are we doing? Get that grip as much over the bar as possible. Number 2, get those hips right up to the bar. You want to touch, boom, hip bones right to the bar as much as possible. Once you're there, it's quite simple. It's just a leaning forward and pushing up accent. You won't even, you might even find that you're not even doing a full dip out of that bar. It's actually way easier just to extend up. So I need to adjust my camera just a little so you can see that a bit more clearly. And here we are. Again, I set up as much as I can over that bar, and then I'm going to start my kip. I want to get a bit of rhythm first, right? And then I want to get those hips as high to the bar as I possibly can. Okay? Cool. That's the bar muscle up. That was super tiring. I'm glad I had a rest between my videos, and I hope you guys crush it. Stay strong, beasts.